All right, good morning, everybody. Joe Van Doren here, and welcome to our Virtues Pick for today. Very excited to be here. It's a beautiful day, and I'm looking forward to reading this description of our word, which today is diligence. So let's read the description first, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. So, diligence is doing what needs to be done with care, concentration, and single pointed attention. It springs from our desire for excellence. When we work with diligence, we give our absolute best. We are artisans crafting whatever we create with love. We work meticulously in alignment with our purpose. Diligence is needed in tending our relationships. We choose them with discernment, then give them our full commitment, joy, love, and excellence to keep them strong and alive. Diligence is deeply satisfying to our souls. Isn't that a beautiful word? And one that we certainly, as a parent, we want to see diligence with our children. But I think the question that I always ask myself is this something that I'm demonstrating? Am I being diligent in whatever activity I happen to be in? And so today, we don't have kids at home right now, but there's still two things going on. We still have a purpose, a mission, something that we're working on. And so am I giving my very best to it? That's a question I have to ask myself. And am I looking at myself as creating things out of a place of love and out of a place where we know that the universe is guiding us and leading us and allowing us to grow, or are we? These are questions I'm asking myself. Or am I putting a lot of pressure on myself? Am I putting myself down, shaming myself, thinking about what it is that I'm not excellent at, instead of thinking about what it is that I am excellent at and growing from that point? So, diligence is most joyful when we're concentrating and developing and growing and sharing. And so when we're able to do those things, then I think, diligence comes very easily. And so what is the thing that I have to be most careful about, and most people too, is being careful about what we choose to do and who we choose to do it with, right? And so in our relationships, relationships don't just all are not just always good, or they just keep going on and on. We have to be diligent about tending to them, to grow them, to be sure that we're giving our best. And we don't control what another person does, but we do control what we do. And so, are we fully committed? Are we committed to a place where we want to bring joy and love to ourselves and to the other person? And I think no matter what our relationships are, whether they're in a personal, intimate relationship, or if it's in a business relationship, or if it's our relationship with our children or our family or whatever it might be, when we give our full commitment to bringing joy and love to ourselves and to them, and recognizing that that our inner selves sees others in a very loving way. And so, are we in alignment with that? Are we working to make sure that we're thinking the same way that our source is thinking, the way our inner self is thinking, the way the universe sees these other people? And I think if we can do that, and I'm not saying it's easy, but if we can do that, if we can concentrate on when I'm not feeling good, it's because I'm not seeing this other person in the same way that the universe sees it, or the source of life, or even my own inner self is seeing them. And so, what do I need to do to and how do I need to think? What are the thoughts that I need to have to keep joy and love and the dignity and nobility, all those words that we've talked about before, first place in our mind? So that's how I'm thinking about diligence today. And as I go about my day, and I've got a pretty full day today with some coaching calls and some other activities that are going to require some concentration and attention. As I go about that, I'm going to be thinking about this word diligence and am I giving my very best at that moment? So, how do we help our children develop this quality of diligence? I think, in many ways, and especially with children, we have to begin with some of the physical things, the concrete things that they can see, and maybe even have some ways of doing that that help them to stay focused on what it is. And it begins with clarity. What is our purpose? What is it that we want to accomplish? What is it that makes us feel good about this? And so it begins with that place. And then what does that look like? How do I demonstrate that this is something that is important to me? And so with our children, we may have to use little aids like timers or getting them to do one task at a time and to focus just on one thing, and then we go to the next thing, and breaking things down into small steps. Because, like all of us, anytime we're learning a new skill or when we're learning and developing a new a virtue that we haven't developed yet, we have to do it in steps. It cannot be just like I'm either diligent or not diligent. We build on it, right? So we start small and then we build on that until at some point, we've grown it to a place of balance. And and for me, that's, it's still a growing process. And so we should not expect our children to have these virtues in a complete balance and in a complete way because they're still building those skills. So we're going to work with them in a step by step and use tools that can help them to concentrate and whatever it might be. So it might be a timer, it might be music, it might be the place that they do their work, but we also want to keep in mind that we want to be diligent ourselves and, of course, demonstrating to them how to be taking care of our relationships. And that's a state of mind, isn't it? So that's how I'm thinking about diligence today in my relationships, in my work, in my purpose of living a life that's joyful and cheerful and in alignment with my inner self. I think it takes a lot of diligence, and that, my friends, will bring a great deal of satisfaction to us. So thank you for being here today, and we look forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, so we look forward to tomorrow and our virtue for tomorrow. And until next time, keep practicing the virtues and the 4 C's of successful families, and that is clarity, communication, consistency, and community. All right, everybody, till next time.